Hey everybody, what's going on today? We'll wait for a few more people to get in. I know I sent out I posted it on the page and in the group and in Discord, so I know some people are having issues getting their notifications, so I mean it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say it still hasn't hit my notification yet, because usually even when we're live, it will still show that, we went live.
Yeah. Hey Marie, you're new here. Have you been in a live before, Marie? Hi Maddie, hi Jessamy, hi Tammy, hi Terry. Hi, I do not drink the banana juice. That is my favorite screen name.
It is mine too. I noticed that last time.
Yep. Hi, Pelican. Oh, thank you, Maddie. Hey, RC. Olivia's going out to the pool. How bad do we hate Olivia right now?
Very.
Yeah. Hey, Gabby.
I would love to have a pool.
It's too hot to get in ours. It's just way too hot.
Yeah.
It's like bath water.
It's rained here the past couple of days, so it's not too bad today.
Right.
I need to slow my ass down.
Yeah, RC, what's the temperature where you're at? I was just telling Brandy, like, I don't even look anymore. It depresses me too much. Hey, Magic Sam. Hey, Poppy. Hey, Nabil. Hey, Wicked. So we got several new people in here. That's awesome.
That's great. Y'all need to remember to like and subscribe.
Yep. If you haven't done it yet, I'll give you guys a few seconds. Subscribe the channel. Like this video. I don't know what it does when you like the video. Someone explained it to me one day and it still didn't make any sense.
I thought it just got it into the rotation, into the YouTube feed.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea for us. All right, we'll try it, guys. Make sure you like it.
And I also know that whether it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it still is a good thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Melissa, sunflowers are my favorite. I know, I mean, some people say they're technically a weed, but I love them.
No, I do too. I love the background right now.
I used to grow them every summer.
Oh.
They get so big.
Yes. I have a friend who,
Tammy.
This is the first year she's grown hers.
All right, guys, we'll go ahead and jump in. So is everybody familiar with the interview that Ruth Stiles did with Michael, and that he actually had Sophie in tote with him? Now, I know I don't need to remind you all, but Michael has basically kidnapped his daughter. And the fact that Ruth met them somewhere in Arizona and didn't tell the authorities where they were, I think is disgusting.
I agree 100% with that.
The pictures she put up of Sophie look totally different than, Magic Sam, the Daily Mail one. Looks totally different than what's on the flyer. Sophie has matured a lot in the last year. Beautiful little girl, but she's growing up. She looks different. And I'm just wondering, like, what, Kelly's family thought when they saw that picture, because she looks different, unless they'd already seen pictures. I don't know.
Right. Which I imagine they haven't. I bet that's the first, any kind of picture they've seen of her in quite a long time.
Yeah. So I want to know why this woman didn't turn them in. Now, I don't think Michael had a warrant when they did their interview, but she knew damn good and well that Sophie was listed as a missing person in Texas.
Right. I don't particularly like this woman. I've heard a lot of bad things about her, and this just really kind of put the icing on the cake, that it shows what kind of person she is and what she'll do for a headline.
That's exactly what it is. And I just, where is the professionalism in journalism that
Right.
she knows where they're at? She was sitting right there with them. I mean, and I get people say, well, this warrant's not a big deal. It's a civil warrant or whatever. She's a missing child. She's listed in the Texas Clearinghouse as a missing person. I mean, do we really need to keep, having this pissing contest over it or not?
Right.
I mean, they're in Arizona. I mean, because more pictures were posted by Michael, hence, the thumbnail where he said, on the road again. Did you not think that was a weird picture where they're posing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. His picture, honestly, they make me uncomfortable. They really do.
Yeah.
And he's like that in almost all of the photos with her.
I don't want to go there. I just don't. But the vibes, the creeps. Yeah. Hey, Kaylee's in the house. Hey, Kaylee, can you come up in a minute? I have some questions about today. We'll get to that in a second. So also it came out. This is another one that blows my mind. We'll probably get back to complaining about Daily Mail again. By the way, Daily Mail does pay people for interviews.
Yeah,
they do. They paid Monica Sherrard. They paid what's her name, Cecily. Remember that with Jason Collier? Remember that whole mess?
Oh my God, yes.
Because she got mad at me because I kept bringing it up that she got paid. So Michael, more than likely, I don't know for sure, got paid for this. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I would guarantee it, because he doesn't do anything unless there's a dollar sign attached to it.
Yeah, Poppy. Kaylee did an awesome job. Kaylee, I didn't see it till this morning. I apologize. So we have this that came out. Alyssa, Michael's girlfriend, new girlfriend, okay? Who is not Mother of the Year. Let's remember that she has nothing to do with her own children. Okay, I'm going to do the best I can to read this without YouTube shutting us down completely, because it makes me so mad. Alyssa said, talking about Courtney, she was planning leaving long before she did, setting certain things in motion to portray it not safe space for Phoenix. Also, did I mention she's still nursing? I'm offering to start pumping since for some crazy reason I can still get drops of milk. Okay, I'm ending it right there. Drops of milk are not going to do anything for a toddler. I don't care how long people want to nurse their children.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you right now, that is nasty. I know there's wet nurses and things like that. Alyssa's not a wet nurse.
No, yeah, not in any way.
Who would even in their mind think that it would be okay to nurse another woman's child?
Somebody that's absolutely insane, like her. I think that Ashley said it best when she referenced the movie The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
That's the first thing I thought of too. Remember that crazy movie?
Yes.
And there's the mother all confused. She was like, how come he won't nurse? He won't nurse. And it's like, because he's full.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, RC. Disgusting. That's just a discharge. What is she thinking? And Salty, you're right. It's perverted. And I tell you what, I don't know who Courtney's attorneys are, who she's using, whatever. Someone's got to see this and do something about it.
Right.
I'm wondering if Alyssa's ever even met the child.
Oh, I don't believe so. I mean, since Courtney hasn't been there since December, there's no way. Because Michael hasn't seen his son since December.
She even said, not that she really produces anything, apparently. She just lets him, like, basically nurse with nothing coming out. As if she's throwing some shade out there that they've got some kind of perverse thing going on.
Right.
I'm not saying she's ever been my favorite person. You know, she came into Hoax, and I was told that they weren't together anymore. Remember that whole thing?
Yes. Yep. That's the only reason she was allowed in Hoax to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, just me. Who milks themselves and thinks it's okay to talk about? I mean, my God. And to even think, I just, my mind cannot wrap around this one. All right. But Alyssa had been in, because someone who actually you wouldn't think would be offended was very offended about a post about Alyssa, and was even arguing, saying that they weren't together anymore. And we won't get into all that. But anyway, it took about a cool 72 hours for her to pop into a thread and call Kelly a whore.
Yep.
Okay, so Kelly's a whore, and now we're going to nurse Courtney's son. Who's got the problem here?
Sounds like she does.
Who in the hell? That is just so nasty. Yeah, Mary, yes. Exactly. Amethyst said, I'm very stuck on Alyssa recording Michael, releasing info to content creators, etc., and him staying with her. Did ML really want that stuff to be released? If so, why? At this point, I guess yes. To keep that train moving and get people talking, that's the best way to do it. You know? I mean, that's the best way to do it. And, you know, we spoke about this last week. And you've got you got 2 or 3 men that are going to bat for Michael. Now, I don't think that attorney Nick is really going to bat for him. I think he was just advising him, in all honesty. I don't think he didn't seem like he was taking his side. But what really surprises me about it is once these men, especially the Father's Right movement guy, he had to at some point found out or asked, maybe not, that Michael doesn't work. Michael doesn't pay child support. Michael does not provide medical insurance. And most men take the way that they provide for their family. That's a huge source of pride for them. You know what I mean, Brandy?
Yes. Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
And why they don't question his work ethic, I don't know.
That's what I don't understand. Is there is so many red flags that I feel if this was any other man or situation or case, or if it was a woman, they would be absolutely all over it.
Yeah. Well, you know, we would. We'd be like, yeah, you don't even work.
Yes, exactly.
You know, and it's like with Michael, as long as Jeannie keeps his propane tank full and he's got PayPal money coming in, he's set. He's good. And I cannot believe that no one that has him on their panel asks him, how do you provide for 4 children? Even when he was talking about surgery for one of the boys, not going to get into the story, no one asked, wow, that must have cost a pretty penny because, you know, it's surgery.
Right.
I don't understand it.
I don't either. I really don't. If I was his mother, I would be going insane. I don't have my children that are grown, even the one that just turned 18, they're out of the house. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, look at this comment. Magic Stan said, always bugged me that people want to know how KL affords things, but never question Michael living in a trailer. It's an RV, by the way, on his parents' land, no job and begging for money. I've wondered the
Absolutely.
same thing. I mean, we ask about it, and then you have one creator's like, well, I don't have a job either. We're not talking about you.
Right?
You're not the one, you don't have 4 kids. You don't have 4 minor children. And one that you're on the run with. Who's paying for this? Who's paying for the gas? Who's paying for the food? Now, I was going to ask you, I forgot to ask you earlier, Brandy, do you really think there's this underground society of people hiding them out, or do you think he's just hanging out with his brother?
I don't. I think he has help from some people, but no, I don't believe he's actually underground with these people. He's up here and he's taunting people with the pictures and everything. He's having a good old time.
He does enjoy that cat and mouse game.
Yes, but no, I don't think he's like hiding out like some people are trying to imply.
I do not drink the banana juice says he wanted to be the main caregiver, so Kelly has to pay him child support so his parents can watch the kids while he cashes the children's support checks. True. Yes. I see it. And I've told, people this in the past. I won't say who, but I've told them that game eventually runs out because eventually kids turn 18 faster than you can think about it. So it's, eventually the benefit game runs out.
Yep.
Gabby said his fan club of desperately in love women are e-begging on his behalf. Yeah. Well, he's not getting the popularity that he had before. That's for sure.
Which is a good thing because I was a little bit scared that he would. He does have a way of manipulating the majority of the public sometimes.
Well, and it scared me when I saw people in a particular chat asking for Kelly's address.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, no, not again. Has she not been through enough? Has she not been through enough? You're right, Shannon. They turn 18 and then they look back at their childhood. Eventually, kids become adults and they realize who their parents really are.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Well, it must suck when you have an adult child with their own mind going, you're a loser, dude. Enjoy that empty Christmas tree. I'm not going to be around. And I think it will happen for Sophie. I really do. I did see this one comment. Did you see the comment about her being alienated, Brandy?
No, I did not. I just now got into where I could bring up comments.
No, it's not here. It was somewhere else. And it was such a good point. I don't know who made it, but it was a great point. If you look at his manipulation and what's gone down and the escalation in the last year, besides the crazy stuff that he does, if you look at where she is now, she had her mom, her brothers, her grandma, she had school friends. Right. Then it's, Mike, Courtney, brothers, grandma, grandpa, at the compound. Okay, then we're whittled down to Mike, Alyssa, grandma, and grandpa. And now it's just her and Mike.
God, that's so sad. He's literally taken away any kind of support system outside of himself.
Yeah, Kaylee, here's the link, babe. Because I want Kaylee to explain what's going down today. Oh, by the way, somebody has a screen name in here that they're head of the PR firm. And I'm about to die laughing because that PR firm, some people will not let go. They made one statement.
They really think and believe that some of us are working there because of the fact people are making the profile picture as a spoof, and they've literally taken it serious and swear up and down that there are several undercover members of this PR firm lurking around in these Facebook groups.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Ryan last week that says we're all working for the PR firm, and that's true. It's just like they made one statement, and I don't even remember what the statement was. It was so long ago.
Right?
It's not like they're putting stuff out all the time. Amethyst, you're right. It's brainwashing behavior. Isolate her and only tell her what he wants her to know. I still would love to know what she thinks is going on. I hope she doesn't really believe that they're on the run. I hope she's not. I hope she doesn't think that.
Right. I also saw a comment the other night or the other day that really made sense. That it said, regardless of whether it's SA or parental alienation, she needs to be in therapy. And why don't these people see that? He's keeping her from important therapy, and they are okay with it. Like, I just don't understand that. She needs to be in therapy.
That gave me chills. And he's not taking her to therapy. Even Tim Foxworth says he doesn't take her. And we know she's not in therapy now. So, yeah, which is it? Whatever you want to believe, let's meet in the middle. Is it parental alienation, or do you think she was really SA'd? You know, what is it?
In either situation, get her in therapy. Shut your mouth and just get her in therapy, Michael. Like, it's that easy.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not for him for whatever reason. Hang on, I got to send Kaylee this link a different way. Yeah, that gives me chills. That really honestly does. Kaylee, I'm doing it a different way, hun. I don't know what's going on. So if Kaylee can't come in, I'll just go into like what I got from her live, but she explained it so perfectly. Yeah, Mary, you're right. I think she's already behind in school. I mean, I know the Daily Mail reported she has straight A's and all that stuff. And I mean, Alyssa and Courtney have been her teachers. Okay, I get you guys are 100% right. He doesn't want her in therapy because anybody that has any kind of education as a therapist is going to figure out really quick what's going on. He doesn't want that. Of course, you would want your child to get proper therapy, especially when you're the one saying that she's been abused by so many different men.
Yes, that right there.
I mean, we're not talking one would be too much. Okay, here comes Kaylee. Hi, Kaylee. Did it work?
Yeah, it finally worked. I don't know what was happening. I kept clicking the link in the live chat and it wouldn't load StreamYard. It just kept going to YouTube. So I was like, oh, damn it.
Kaylee, you have done insane work on this. I mean, insane work on this.
My God. I thought I was going. Right, I'm really happy with the feedback. Obviously, I did get some negative feedback that happened last night, but like from the same old people. But I was generally really happy with it because I did have a few technical problems. But when I went back and scanned through and watched it back to see if it made sense, you could clearly see things that happened like unfold where Mike's story just didn't add up.
Mm-hmm. No, Mike's story hasn't added up for a long time. But see, the thing is there's always so much stuff going on at the circus. It's an easy way to deflect from his lies. Yeah. You like literally have to have an Excel spreadsheet to keep up with all the BS.
That's what I felt like.
It's something all the time. Yeah. I seriously thought that after Labor Day weekend last year, everything would be over. I couldn't believe some people were, I mean, they were stage 5 clingers that were still, they wouldn't let it go. And I'm like, even after all this, you still believe him?
Yeah.
So they have, Courtney and Mike have court today, right, Kaylee?
Yeah, they do. I was going to say, I'm waiting, like, obviously for an update, but it's obviously from Courtney. It's not from anybody else. So it's on Courtney. Because I've got, like, a busy couple of days. If you want, I could pass the update on to you. Like, obviously, this is Courtney's words. Take it however you want. If you want to post it into the group or let people know about it on a live, what actually happens today. Because I won't be around now for a couple of days because I'm taking my niece back home and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad you got to spend time with her. So they have court today.
Yeah, it's good.
But Michael, because let's remember, guys, societal rules rules of society don't apply to Michael, okay? He's defiant. He knows better. He does whatever he wants. So he basically...
I can tell you that he didn't show up.
He's on vacation, right? That's what he said.
Yeah, no, he definitely isn't there. I'm just waiting for the update. How the judge reacted to Michael's, obviously, stating to the court that he's on holiday, he can't get back. When he's back, he'll arrange something and loads of stuff like that. And then, obviously, Courtney's attorney, I know, honestly, it's laughable. Courtney's attorney are literally like, no, Michael isn't on holiday, he's on the run with his other custody case. And we're going to see what happens in that court, whether the judge is like, no, we're going to go ahead and divide things up. Michael's had long enough time to be here. Or the suggestion from Courtney's side is, look, let's just set trial in motion, get it over and done with. Financially, it's going to make us better off.
Okay, because he's also demanding a jury trial for Sophie with Kelly. But they said they're not going to do that.
They rejected it.
But that's the egomaniac he thinks he is. He honestly thinks that he can talk his way out of anything and that he's convincing.
Yeah.
I mean, and truth is, it only takes one. It only takes one with a jury.
But he's really good. This is the problem, okay? He is really good speaker. Like, if you didn't know anything, okay, and you just turned on that live and you heard that dad up there and the way he's speaking and what he says, it's so easy to get sucked in and be like, oh my God, yeah, we need to fight for Sophie. Like, she shouldn't be going home, because he stays focused on the, like the half truth, like, this happened, 911 calls happened, and then he goes straight into the fact, and Jake's abusing the kids. So people are like, just one person's abusing the kids and there's 911 incidents. Like, it's very likely that this is happening. This is a real situation that happens all the time. How many of times does parents, boyfriends abuse the kids? So it's easy to get sucked in and believe it. It's all the other lies when it all comes out about all the other people he accused that clears Jake of everything completely.
Right, but he won't ever bring that up. And like when he was talking to the attorney on that one show, and the attorney said he had a comment, and he asked him, he said, I've got a comment I'm going to read to you. It was a question, and it was about, he's accused other men. Well, he can't just say, yeah, I have, and this is who, and this is what I was told. He goes into this long story, and by the time he gets to the end, you forgot the question.
Yeah, that is actually so true. That's literally what he does. And he also doesn't acknowledge things like in his real life either. Like if the judge asked something, or people in the court asked something, or even when Courtney was with him and was asking him something, Annie apparently asked him several things, and he literally acted like he had memory loss, didn't know what anybody was on about, and didn't even give an answer and went straight over it like it never happened.
Mm-hmm. He does. He deflects from questions. And for him, everything should be yes or no. This is his story. This is what's going on. He shouldn't have to give a 15-minute answer to a 2-second question.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I do have something, obviously, if you want to. So my source is obviously Donna, the elderly neighbour that lives next door to Michael. Mm-hmm. I've been open about that. It's not Courtney, never been Courtney. Even when Courtney was with Michael, she was my source. So the elderly neighbour, she'd never been wrong before. She's always accurate. She's stating that basically Michael's mum had went to court and met up secretly with somebody from court several times. She had great concerns about Michael, didn't think he should have custody of Sophie, and all this other stuff came out about the family and the situation, the living environment at home. Between late January and February, that is when it happened. So they were trying to protect Jeannie as much as possible in the court, but obviously this had to come out. As soon as it was put into court and everything that she was said by a specific person in the court, I'm guessing the ad litem, and Jeannie's role was going to be, she thought that maybe Sophie should be with her, Michael should have no custody, she wants parental rights and everything like that, or at least allowed visitation with her, and she'll make sure Michael's nowhere allowed around the kids. and all this other stuff. So they just subpoenaed her to come and testify everything that she had said to the ad litem and everything that had been taken down. She'd said to several parties in the court about concerns. They subpoenaed her to testify at the trial. And that trial hasn't happened yet. And we've heard no more from Jeannie. What I can say is Jeannie's been going over to Donna's, the next door neighbour, as they're friends and they're friendly with each other. And she doesn't think Alyssa should be around the kids. She doesn't like Alyssa. She thinks Michael's made terrible choices these last couple of months. And he's a danger to Sophie. She doesn't like the violence towards the children that happened. And ever since this all came out, John was furious and caused Jeannie like serious problems. Jeannie is apparently scared. So now she's going back along with John and Michael. But she's ready to, if she's going to be called on that stand, which she is, because she's subpoenaed, a lot of stuff's going to come out.
And she needs to tell the truth. This is for her granddaughter.
Yeah.
You know?
It is. It's just... Gabby, did you say somebody else confirmed it as well? Oh, yeah, about losing his virginity, yeah. Sorry, I was just reading the points.
That's okay. And so Mike and Alyssa have been giving out Courtney's personal information. She needs to get LifeLock as soon as possible.
She's done that, and I'll send you over a screenshot of what she's done, because obviously I literally don't have the first idea about any of this stuff. I just know if social security numbers was taken over here or national insurance numbers or anything like that, it's really serious.
It's very serious.
Yeah, so the police are involved, the attorneys, both parties are involved. It got submitted into court yesterday. The Courtney's solicitor got it straight away off her, and he felt it was so important that he submitted it straight away into court. That'll obviously be looked into today, but the court, they want a police investigation like into it, and then it can be used in court more, rather than just screenshots and messages and texts and all that other stuff. So a police investigation is obviously happening. Michael's obviously on the run. He's not going to be complying with the police. Alyssa is where Alyssa is, on the property still. So go figure. The police will be going out there to speak with Alyssa.
Michael and Michael and Alyssa have been, I don't know if they've been using it for credit or what, but they've given out her social security number. And if someone gave mine out, I would be furious.
Yes.
They gave it out, and this is what the reasoning behind what they went, oh, here's the social security number, there's her date of birth, there's her name, there's this, there's that, there's that. Right, there's the link to the sign-in to Sophie's SANE exam. Like, put all the details in, pretend you're Courtney, and try and access it. They were trying to set her up because they knew at that point Courtney had filed for divorce, the marriage was broken up, and she would have gotten serious trouble, and Mike could have used it in the custody case against her for breaching, and she could have been arrested, and it could be her under investigation for breaching Sophie's HIPAA violation. She's not a parent, she has no right to access it, and that's what they attempted to do.
That is so messed up.
It really is. I'm sitting here in shock.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. When I got it, I was like, oh my God. I was like, Courtney, get the stuff you need. Courtney was like, oh, dilly-dallying. Like, oh my God. I was like, Durbrae, they got your social security number and attempting to log into the SANE exam. I was like, hello, snap out of it, wake up, get the proof you need. Get it over to who it needs to be. Michael's on the run. You got Alyssa sitting in the RV. Like, let's apply some pressure onto him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sitting there twiddling my thumbs.
Oh my God, honestly, guys, let me just tell you, okay? Courtney is the dumbest fucker I've ever come across in my life. Like, I'm going to say this. She has no fucking common sense. She doesn't know how to react in an emergency or anything like that. Mike picked a real gold one when he got with her because She is dumb as fuck. Like, that's why half the stuff, I know how Mike got her to do half the stuff, because she doesn't think things through. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing in life. She just is dilly-dallying all over the place and like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And she believes every single word. I could tell her, okay, that Michael let a bomb off today in Las Vegas. I'd be like, guess what Michael did? He went there and he let a bomb off. Then he drove off at high speed and she'd be like, oh my God, and believe it. That's what she's like.
Oh my Lord.
Well, yeah, but then I don't know.
Honestly, and the fact that they think over the other side that Courtney might have been the possible one to go and report Sophie missing. Like, Courtney ain't doing shit. She had to be told, like, this is illegal, go and report it. And now she's went and done it. So
she's got to report it. She's got to report it. And not to mention, I'm still trying to figure out why in the world they're letting Alyssa be a squatter on their property. Bringing her beer, she's wearing Courtney's clothes. The nastiness blows my mind.
Yeah. Well, Jeannie don't want her there. So basically, Marlena's texts, obviously, when I did that thingy backstage with her, Marlena was like, oh no, Jeannie don't like Alyssa. And I was like, okay, yeah, obviously that's what they're saying, but maybe Jeannie might grow and like her. Like, you don't know, it's all just happened. It's happened weird. And now I didn't read anything much into it. And then several people that I speak with who are actually connected to this case. And then Donna literally unfolded and told everything. And Donna's been the one who told me about the police being there, about Courtney moving out. She told me Alyssa was there. She told me Marlena's there. She told me every single time she had Sophie and they would do the gardening together and mow the lawn. Like, she is really credible. And she told me what happened with Jeannie. And John's happy for her to Alyssa to stay there. John believes Alyssa's helping. And she's just great, okay? Jeannie knows she's not. She's seen all the red flags. She's like that. She's been sent in. Jeannie has watched every single thing about Alyssa. She doesn't want her there. She wants her gone, and she needs Mike. She wants Michael gone as well, not just Alyssa. She wants them to leave together. She doesn't want him there anymore. Michael's causing serious problems for John's and Jeannie's marriage.
Of course. And look, I mean, look, they're not spring chickens. They're in their golden years.
Right.
They should be enjoying their retirement and everything like that. They've got.
Are you available to like share some messages or not at the moment?
No, go ahead.
I'm going to send you some messages. This is how abusive John is to his own kids and to Jeannie. So Jeannie is now, when all that came out in court, God knows what would have happened in that home, because John has a very, very nasty temper and he believes in violence. He believes in punishing people by hitting them. I'm going to send you a message here what he did to his daughter. His daughter was a child, and to teach her a lesson, he picked her up really high off the ground and lobbed her into the dirt, the mud, and let her hit like off the ground, and then stood over the top of her laughing, like literally laughing.
Oh my God.
Good God.
And he does that and he talks about it and he accepts it, like he doesn't care. He'll be like, yeah, and that was the right thing to do, to teach the child how to behave properly.
No, that's not how you do it. And it doesn't work that way. It makes them react. It makes them act out more. Okay, let me ask you this, Kaylee, because I'm not for sure and I don't want to say it. Okay, so we know Michael has a warrant out for him. Mind you, it's not the type that, the Texas Rangers are going to shut down the highway or anything, but there's a warrant. Sophie.
Yeah. At first there was a...
But Alyssa, does she still have warrants out for her?
No. I wish she did, no. So basically, the first thing that the Kelly got was basically a warrant type to have Sophie removed off of Michael. There was no warrant for Mike at that time. Then obviously they got that warrant for Michael. And the warrant they got basically for Sophie is a type of warrant. Obviously, it's not a warrant where but it is classed under a warrant. They can take her from Michael's custody, and it's also for out of state as well. So I don't know how that all works, but I'll send you over the exact one that it is. And they got that on the Monday. so the police, the law enforcement, could take her from anywhere that Michael is. And then Michael got his warrant. Alyssa's got no warrants. She's just obviously now wanted by the police to speak to them. The only contact, Alyssa's never helped the police. The only contact she's ever had with the police is to tell them that they needed to remove her off the poster. And she wants to be removed off the poster.
She's reached out to other creators and said, make sure you take me off of that. But you're part of it. Why
I already got a copyright strike last night, off a privacy strike, sorry. She privacy strikes anybody who mentions her name. She's got her own court case, obviously. The family are in court and stuff like that. She's literally, all she cares about is herself. But then why get yourself so involved in this site yourself?
Right.
Like, if you don't want to be mentioned, shut the fuck up, stay off social media, and stop putting yourself in something.
She's a fucking train wreck.
She is.
Yeah.
And she's a grown-ass woman with children.
Yeah.
She could do the right thing any time of day. She could do it today. Yeah. She could take a nap and do it tomorrow and get her own life on track. What is she doing? Because the further she gets into this, the harder it's going to be to get out.
Yeah. I know this sounds horrible from her family, okay? But I've been speaking with them. Private things they told me they don't want, obviously, repeated or anything like that. So I'm respecting that. Some stuff they said they were happy to share, just like, obviously, they don't agree with Alyssa. They wanted everybody to know that. They're collecting evidence as everything goes. And the biggest thing that they said was they feel absolutely terrible for the children involved and Kelly specifically. They feel terrible for her. Alyssa is probably more dangerous than Michael, and we don't even know it yet. We're going to have a real big shock when everything comes out. This is what they said. They said Alyssa needs to be in jail, not just Michael. Alyssa does, for everything she's done. And we are just so grateful it's not these children here that my mum has and the partner, because they are so grateful that Alyssa's not with them. They're not caught up in all of this. Like, they literally cannot believe what's happening. And they said that Alyssa's really, like, dangerous. She's a narcissist. She's got split personality. Like, she will pathological lie straight into your face and then walk out the room and say something else.
Is that because of, I mean, is it like a...
They said she'd been like that since, so when she was a young, this is the backstory to Alyssa.
I would say, I've heard that she's been nothing but a drama-starting, pathological liar since early teen years.
That's it, yep. That's what I got told as well. They said this goes all the way back. Like, if you think Michael's bad, you have no idea on Alyssa and the stuff she said when she was a teenager, how she started drama within the family. Like, honestly, malicious, nasty stuff. And all the other people in her family are absolutely great, get along, family barbecues, all in active employment. And Alyssa went into drug abuse quite early on and all that other stuff.
Well, the drug abuse explains the constant lying and not caring about her kids, period.
Apparently she was like that beforehand, though. This is what the family's saying. There was
like that.
So many situations where she lied.
She had a narcotic?
Yeah.
Or whatever she does.
Yeah, she's just a deranged person. Like, she's a sociopath almost.
Yeah.
It gets better every day, kids. Every day it gets better.
No, but listen, like, if anybody's listening that doesn't, like, believe everything we're saying about Alyssa, like, who the hell, when this high conflict custody case was going on, Mike's being in the spotlight in a really bad light, you were slagging him off, Michael, okay, for the choices he's making and everything like that. It was actually in your group. I dug back and got through the screenshots.
Yeah.
Why on earth would you want to go into that environment and go in there? The first night you're in there, you're setting him up and sending out videos. You don't even know this man. You don't need to do this. Like, what strange behavior.
Well,
she actually did it like she was going for an assignment, like a mission. She was like working. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
And I don't know if you saw the comment earlier, because I think a lot of people are scratching their heads going, all right, she is sending out extremely personal things about Michael.
Mm-hmm.
from pictures to their own screenshots. So it's like, is he allowing this? Because she's on the property.
Yeah, she's living in the RV. She lost her home, and so she went there. This is like a rough timeline. She went there, obviously, and she was feeding stuff back out to Georgia and Squishy. She was doing what they wanted to do. They asked, like, she was looking through medical records, information, and videos of the whole property. She obviously never got inside the house and things like that very much. Then she leaked all the Marlena stuff, but obviously for her own agenda and her own narrative. She met Marlena one day, didn't like her, become extremely jealous. She kept writing on my post, on my YouTube, as Marlena called in anonymously, and Alyssa was writing on it, like, don't speak to her, I need to speak to you. Tried to email me and stuff like that, and I don't know, I didn't even know who the hell Alyssa was. Fast forward a little bit, she was there on that property with Michael, and she was meant to dip out and go home. Well, it just so happens that she's like, nope, I'm not going home. They're like, why aren't you going home? Like, you've got everything you need, let's like leave. And she's like, no, I'm not going home. And she kind of just like skirted around the questions, and obviously she was trying to make out that she'd fell for Michael, and obviously now they were together and all this other stuff. At that moment that she did that, it turns out that she got an eviction notice from her landlord and was evicted for not paying rent. So I think she's seen Michael, the RV, as an easy moneymaker, and thought, you know what, actually, these are idiots, these have accepted me. Look at all the stuff that's happened. I'll just sit here, drink for free, and do my drugs, and I don't have to worry about being homeless again, living on the streets. I don't have to worry about anything. So she told Michael she has been evicted because of all the people online causing problems for her. And this is precisely what she told him as well, that all the trolls online, because they now hate her, and Kay's done a live about her, they've now resulted in her being evicted. She's got nowhere to stay. Michael literally was like, no, come and move in here with us. Also gave her like work. Oh, you can do this for Sophie, you can do that. And that's literally, they went off skipping.
Yeah, be her teacher. Be Sophie's teacher.
Yeah, that's literally where it all came from. Pam's commentary was living in a car before. Yeah, it was rather go and live on the streets, because she didn't even have a car anymore. Go and live on the street. She's got no help. Her family can't have her around. They will not take her in. They've tried to help her before. So it was rather literally option live on the streets or live in Michael's RV. And she's got beer on supply. She's got money on supply. She's got everything she wants. She's going around the RV and picking up Courtney's stuff and being like, oh, I'll have this for myself. That white top we seen, Courtney never even wore it. She ripped the tags off it, put it straight on. Like, Alyssa's moving up in the world, in her head.
In her head, yeah, living in someone else's RV. I mean,
yeah, she thinks she's really like, moving up. She's like, oh, I'm not on the street corner no more.
Right.
It's a step up for Alyssa.
Obviously a big step up. And the thing is, it's not even that it's Michael's RV, Michael's land or anything. He's squatting too. He's a grown man. He's a grown man. It's absolutely insane. I mean, and RVs aren't cheap. So, I mean, obviously John has done some work in his life to have the property, to have the house, to have the RV. And they're just shitting all over their retirement. These are people. These are retired people. Shouldn't be taking Sunday drives, vacations, cruises, going on golf, whatever they want to do. But they've got this going on. Wanted people on their property fetching beers, an internet circus all around them.
Yeah, that's why Jeannie's over it, and she's like so over it. She also liked Marlena as well. Like, she really did like Marlena. She absolutely hates Alyssa. Apparently, even though what we think of Marlena and everything like that, apparently Jeannie and Marlena really got on. She was the only person she allowed in the house. And Marlena like really helped around the property, the land and stuff like that. Apparently Alyssa literally just sits there, demands stuff, does nothing, doesn't even wash. You should see the state of her clothes in that property. Like, they are filthy. They look like they have like lice walking on them. They're that dirty. You can smell the dirt through the pictures.
In comments, Jim Bob says Alyssa has her own home. Well, then why aren't they living in it, Jim Bob? Where's her
Right.
Where's her
That's
home?
weird that person also came in my live as well.
Mhm.
I know who that is.
Jim Bob, you've never been in here before, but you chimed in to say Alyssa has her own home. Then why isn't she in it? Does she prefer?
This person also claimed that Alyssa's a good person, and she also sees her children.
Mm. Yeah, then why is she there? I mean, why? I mean, if you have your own home, wouldn't you rather be in your home, on your couch, watching your TV, rather than in an RV on someone else, imposing on their private life?
I can find out if she has her own home real quick.
Yeah, let's see if she owns her home. Go on, because she was renting and got an eviction.
I'm gonna message somebody.
Nobody would rather be in someone else's house. It's like if you've been at someone's house a few days and it's like, I feel like I'm getting in the way. And I came to visit. What is it? After a couple of days, you're no longer a guest. You're in the way, type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you stay there? Michael isn't even there.
Squishy
What are you
said
doing
she
every
rented
day?
a house.
Yeah,
Well,
this is
stay in the
legally
rent.
not allowed to see her kids, but they say that she sees her kids, everything's fine. No red flags. She's got her own home, she's got her own money. We all seen the messages. Literally, she was going to have Georgia and Ashley pay for a hotel down the road in case anything messed up. She hasn't even got enough money for literally a cheap hotel. Not even a few bucks in her back pocket. Like, come on. But no, she pays the rent. She probably works as well.
Well, I mean, you have to have money coming in to pay the rent. And we're not saying own Jim Bob. We're not going to have a pissing match about if she has a mortgage or rent. If she's got her own roof, why is she in the RV? It makes no sense.
I can probably get you the proof that she's I'm going to message 2 people as well.
Okay.
And we'll post it in the long posts.
Okay.
One proof I think is going to be directly from Alyssa to Ashley and whoever, stating like she's lost where she was living. I think it was a flat or an apartment or something like that. I've never looked into it. I've never put the address in or anything like that. Also, I will contact somebody in her family and ask if Alyssa owns her home or still rents the home and the flat. Obviously, I call it a flat. I'll ask them. Absolutely no way. She told Michael point blank and several other people that she's been evicted, and it's because of the online people contacting her landlord and stuff like that, which no one did.
Get real.
She didn't pay rent.
I'm so sick of hearing that. I mean, it's bad enough what's actually happened to people, but the people that make up it's happened to them is ridiculous. Jim Bob, if you want to grab the link and come up and let us know, that'd be great. Would you girls be okay with that?
I know who Jim Bob is. I'll message you after the live. They've come into my live before several times.
No, she doesn't. No, you're right, Deanna. She doesn't have any boundaries. Okay, Jim Bob. Well, I mean, I put a link there. Come on up.
She has income but couldn't pay for her own hotel. Okay.
Well, I'm sure that Mike's parents probably need to know that she has income.
Yeah.
Since they're paying all the freight right now.
Yep.
Well, Jim Bob, I posted the link, so you're welcome to come up. I didn't get those screenshots, Kaylee. Are you wanting me to look at them first, or you just want me to post them in Hoax?
No, I'm going to get you to post them all in long Hoax. It's about John specifically and about the abuse and everything like that to the kids. Okay. Is about Jeannie, and I'm going to give you all them. I'm just going to crop some stuff out.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's fine. No hurry. We'll just.
Jim Bob might be correct. She might now have an income. I do believe Michael employed her for several jobs on the compound. She is overseeing. No, this is legit. It's a real job. Michael's, look, this is going to be your job. You can oversee this. You can oversee that. Maybe she's getting her pennies for her beer. Who knows?
So I'm assuming that a W-2 comes along with that in January. I doubt it.
Yeah, no.
I doubt it. I don't think it's that type of job. It sounds like an allowance.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like, you got some servicing jobs to do around here, and
Yeah,
money's
there's a bit of money to keep you going while I'm away.
Absolutely ridiculous. All right, so what is this? I heard it on your live last night, or I wouldn't repeat it, that Squishy is willing to give a statement.
Yeah, Squishy's in the live. Squishy, do you want to join the panel, or are you somewhere where you can't? Because obviously you can explain the situation far better than I can. Because
yeah, Squishy, here's the link. Squishy's usually at work, but sometimes,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The time now, I guarantee she's probably at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it working. So
right.
basically,
yeah, exactly. Are they IOUs or what? I mean, but he's got money coming in. I mean, they're putting his PayPal around.
No, they've got money. This is the thing. People ain't even like. Okay, so Courtney will not tell me how much money she received to her personal PayPal. She won't say how much Ashley received to her personal PayPal. But the GoFundMe wasn't active for several days, and all the donations went to them.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hold on a minute. I'll just make sure that ends. Sorry, my phone. So they got all that money. When they paid Jamie, the GoFundMe was still frozen, and the first check, if you look at the date of it, it's been the money's been taken out, not of the GoFundMe because it was frozen on that date. They took the money directly out the bank from the PayPal, and they paid Jamie with that first check. That was the biggest check Jamie received, other than the £50,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that money that went as accounted for, we can take that straight off the 150. They've got money. They've got loads of it.
Yeah, I still don't believe that GoFundMe is totally gone. And I know that she tried to spin that. I don't believe that.
No.
Because even Tim Foxworth himself said, he told Michael, you need a forensic accountant to find out where all the money went. Of course, he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, there's people, I've got screenshots because I'm doing a live about this specific thing. When I say live, it's going to be one of those video things again. Not in the main events timeline, but generally around the support that was given. I managed to collect about 75 screenshots of people proving by posting a screenshot of it that they had donated to the PayPal and encouraging other people to do it. And there was one thread where everybody kept posting, oh, I've donated this, I've donated that. People were donating like 500 quid, £500. £3,000 went to the PayPal. So I've added it all up. Roughly speaking, they got over 100k into that PayPal on just like one post and on one donation thread where they had sold jumpers and wristbands. That all went to PayPal, not even GoFundMe. So I'm going to try and prove by showing all that and the receipts that Courtney received it, Ashley received it. In Annie's live, in the live chat, they're posting the PayPal and the Venmo. They were never posting the GoFundMe because they knew a portion of it would be taken. And Michael kept saying on the live chat, as well did Annie, look, we prefer it if you pay directly into PayPal. We haven't got to wait for GoFundMe, and they don't take a portion, all this other stuff that they were trying to push. And they kept saying they had to wait and withdraw out the whole amount and weird stuff. All of Jamie's checks came directly from money from their bank account, and they kept going into the bank, writing cashier checks and going into the bank and withdrawing cash. And it was Courtney's bank account. How the hell did you give a check when the GoFundMe's frozen?
Because it came from other things. They had Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They had a ton of stuff going on last year. Like when the group started, which was like the third week of August last year, that's kind of when it registered in his head that GoFundMe would only release in increments. Yeah. And it was shortly after, it was like a new link every day, a way to pay them. Yeah. And people, you and I talked about this, Kaylee, people were fighting back and forth. I'm going to buy this from the Amazon list. Oh, I already got it. Well, when I get my check on Monday, which would be unemployment from COVID, I'm going to donate again. And I'm like, you guys are sick.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are sick.
I can't believe it. See, where you've got most of the receipts is in the long hoax, in the original. So if you go all the way back down in the photos, all the way to the original, very first things in that thing, a lot of people were taking screenshots of what people were posting in that army and posting it directly into your group saying, oh my God, can you believe this? They're asking for more money. Like, they're not happy with the GoFundMe. They're asking for more money. Like, they put their amount up on the GoFundMe. They're saying, do not donate to the GoFundMe anymore. Everybody's like, right, whatever I sent to the GoFundMe, I'm going to send straight now into your PayPal. We want the best attorney money can buy. And that's literally how it went.
Oh, it was every day. It was every day. And a lot of those freaks got into long hoax. I mean, this one lady from Australia, and I couldn't believe her, how nasty she was. Me and her had it out every day, and I kept giving her chances over and over. I'm like, look, I'm going to have an open discussion, but I want you to understand something here doesn't smell right. Something here does not smell right. You need to look at it. Yeah. And she wouldn't. She just kept saying she wanted Michael to be her daddy. He's a great daddy.
God.
Yeah. There was a picture of Sophie and Michael, and it's actually in the Daily Mail. It's from last year, and he's kind of got her propped up like on his knee.
Yeah, I know, pink dress. Yeah.
Yeah. And this lady was like, I want to sit on his knee. I'm like, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go.
She's a fucking weirdo.
She is.
No, I noticed as well, obviously originally in the long hoax, I recognized so many people's names, and like, it's so interesting reading all the comments back. Like, you're going to have to definitely do something about the whole progress and stuff like that, and see if people are comfortable having maybe their messages. Like, we all gave Michael the benefit of the doubt. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I left it way too late. I couldn't even get a refund on the GoFundMe. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and then just more stuff came out, and you couldn't believe him anymore. It was like black and white in front of your face. Something's not right. And a lot of those people are still in the long hoax now. Like, in comments now, they obviously know Michael's a fraud, but back then they were honestly giving him the benefit of the doubt, and then red flags kept happening. They were like, something's not right.
I mean, I really didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. If you can see my posts from early on, I kept talking about brutal alienation.
And Brandy, you changed your opinion fairly quickly. I got
the reason they drugged me over the coals so bad. And that's why I kept thinking after Labor Day, especially with the story about the 4 men in the hotel, I'm like, oh, they're going to see it now. And a lot of them doubled down, man. There were people that were like, well, I was going to do 25 this Monday, but now I'm doing 50. I'm like, you're out of your mind.
Yep. And the more over your side that you were even allowing people that were like believers, that people that had red flags, people that flat out didn't believe them. It was the only group where you could actually have a discussion without craziness, people coming down on you and like doxing you, attacking you and all that other stuff, and being posted and attacked by like thousands of people in the army.
Yeah, but some of them just had to go because they weren't going to stop. They just weren't.
I seen several posts and I'm like, oh my God, typical army people, like they're completely deranged.
And what's funny about those people that were so convinced and drank the Kool-Aid, they either are still going hard for Mike or they just fell off the radar. They're like, like,
most of them
be wrong and look like an ass, and they look like a sack full of assholes. So
honestly, I've seen, because I went back on every photo that's ever posted in the long hoax. I've seen most of those people, literally, majority of them, completely dropped off the radar. We've never seen them again.
Yeah, they just dropped off. Like, they won't touch it anymore. And I don't want them to. Get on with your own life.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have been with this anyway.
Courtney, she could come forward and, okay, so Squishy is giving a statement to Courtney. Squishy potentially may get in trouble, but she thinks it's for the greater good that she comes forward with this, lets Courtney know, and people are held accountable for doing what they did, okay? So Courtney will not release exactly how much money they received fully. And obviously Courtney, if it's Courtney's bank account, it's not in Michael's name, and her sister's PayPal, only they can take the funds out. They know, they can get a bank statement. They know exactly how much money was in their accounts. Courtney can't come forward with it because they already hid it and already lied so bad about the funds. They already had it covered that if something was going to happen, they had all this spare cash and they were going to go as a family. She's screwed. She cannot come forward and be like, here's this, what happened, and stuff like that, because people are going to be so angry that Michael has all that money. It was all taken out in cash. And Courtney just said, it just all vanished. It just all disappeared and all vanished. Michael put it somewhere.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but I want to know how much vanished in money.
Right.
Yeah, money can vanish, but there's a paper trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if money's vanished, report it, say, look, that's my money. That was in my PayPal. I withdrew it. I took it home and now it's vanished. Please, can you investigate it? But she can't do that because then she can be held liable for doing a fraud GoFundMe, a fraud PayPal and all this other stuff. And she doesn't want, she's obviously, when she left that property, they were arguing over their money, like very small amount. They never have any money. They literally have nothing between them, okay? Michael would never ever, that other money that was put where it needed to be, Courtney knew about that. It was already taken out, already withdrawn, and that was for, in case Sophie is ordered back to Kelly.
Well, I liked the original idea they had. I think it was September 3rd, that hearing, where Kelly's attorney said that money needed to go to house Kelly since she was having to hide from those. And I don't know if you remember in the hearing, it was all he could do to contain his laughter. I mean, he found it amusing. But I'm like, you love your kids so much, but you have, even though you know this is a lie, Mike, but you have no problem with a woman that you had 3 children with being in fear for her life. You sick ass.
Can you screenshot that comment from Jim Bob a second, please? The RV belongs to John Long. Okay, so I obviously have been speaking to Courtney. I happen to know that RV did not belong to John at all. But the paperwork to it was left on the property. Courtney's never got that. They obviously think, and bear in mind her mum was involved in that RV purchase and everything like that, what happened with it, okay? They think that there's only one copy and there's no other trail or anything like that. So it's a very likely suspicion that they believe that they might try and doctor or change stuff on the paperwork left there to try and say, look, blah, 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 and try and tie in the family to the RV, Michael to it, mainly specifically John, Jeannie, and everything like that to that RV. So it looks like maybe that's possibly what they're doing now.
Jim Bob said earlier in the comments, that's illegal. He hasn't said what's illegal yet. Yeah, a bounty hunter can't go after Michael because he didn't skip bail or, whatever. But, I mean, a PI could find him. I mean, it's a civil warrant. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, if a PI would go find him or not. Have you heard, Kaylee?
Pardon?
If a private investigator would go find Michael.
Yeah, no, 100%. We know how much it costs a day to have a PI to do that. Like, there may be a GoFundMe that comes out in Kelly's name or PayPal or something like that. We don't know what's happening at the moment. The fact that the people who need to know how much it is for a private investigator, that's enough for me. I think Kelly's covering it.
Yeah, and that poor woman, I hope that Sophie, when she gets older and she can wrap her mind around it, when she understands what bills are and a budget, when she understands that with everything her mother faced, her mother still fought for her. She didn't just say, oh, okay, if she's happier with you, I'll leave it alone. With everything she's been through. And some women would. Some women would. And the fact that she is still, even though everything she's been accused of,
Oh my
Jake's been
God.
accused of, her sons have been accused of, having to hide out because of death threats, the fact that she kept on and kept on and kept on. I hope someday Sophie realizes that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Jim Bob's trying to prove their credibility by saying, look, you'll see soon when the RV doesn't leave the property. If the judge goes along with what Courtney's requesting, her attorney, a trial, it can take roughly 45 days for one to be put in place, maybe a tiny bit longer. Then the RV situation is going to happen. Michael said quite clearly, like Gabby said, on many occasions, the RV was bought outright by Courtney. Speaking to Courtney, they have documents. She and her mum have documents to prove that her mum was involved in the purchase and the rest of the money was put up from Courtney. They didn't do anything in Michael's name or anybody else's name due to Michael owing a ridiculous amount of money, and they wanted to protect the home. So nothing was ever put in his name or anything like that. And it's all in Courtney's name. But they're obviously going to doctor the deeds at the home, and that is also illegal. And the attorney is also hoping that they do that.
Yeah, that's very illegal to do.
Yep.
Extremely.
Like it's just absolutely laughable. Like, go ahead, crack on, doctor them, change the names. When people are involved in it, like Courtney's mum, and Courtney keeps receipts of every single damn thing. Do you really think that she was planning to leave him in a month beforehand she left him, and she didn't take pictures and photographs of relevant things? She took a full list of all her belongings and photos.
Wow. Jim Bob says half of nothing is nothing. Well, they have a son together. So how does Michael plan to support that son? How does he plan to support the other two sons?
There is a tiny bit of assets as well tied up in other stuff, but Courtney and the attorney believe that's also being moved by Michael. They have proof of that as well. I've actually seen that, what the tiny bit of assets is. It's not much, but it is something. And Michael's got it doesn't matter whether he's moved the assets off the property, whether he's moved them around, spent anything, like, it does not matter what Michael claims he's done. The fact is, they are the assets, they're going to be divided up, and when they ain't divided up, and Michael's going to be hit with a bill for it that he has to pay again.
Exactly. Well,
I hope he has that RV. I personally hope. I hope to God that I hope the thing's been doctored. I hope John's name has been put on it. I hope when the trial happens, Michael attends. I hope he brings his dad. His dad testifies in court that belongs to him. And then when Courtney, the paperwork that she showed me to prove that she does own the RV and her mum was involved in the purchase of it, and when they present that to the judge, the original thing and the money and everything else, all the receipts to it, okay? When all that is presented, that's sworn. You went under oath and you actually lied. Like, go as far as you want.
It's not too hard in this country, whether you're Texas, any state, to show if you've purchased something or not. It's not hard at all.
No, I've actually got the receipt. You know what I'm going to ask today? I'm going to ask Courtney if I can have that receipt and have more proof around it, and we'll post it in the long hoax. Because I'm confident on that RV thing, because I asked her about it ages ago. I was like, so what's happening with your stuff? Like, what's happening? Like, does it get shared because you're married? And she's like, oh no, because it's in my name. And my mum's was something on it and paid money and everything like that. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, wouldn't it be divided up then? So they're arguing and fighting over the RV. Michael's claiming that that's his home, he's living in it. It's now John's property because it was left on the land and not taken and stuff like that in so many days when you was given an eviction notice, and it's now belonged to me. Like, they're trying to do the most ridiculous things. They are saying that she never collected her stuff in time from when they served her eviction notice, which was never served. It's completely ridiculous, and no judge is going to take any of that into consideration. Courtney has proof while she left they were going to be working on their marriage. Michael's going to go get help. Nowhere in that did they go, oh, here's an eviction notice. You don't get all your belongings off the property in this amount of days, your clothes, everything else, then everything in here belongs to us. They tried that with the clothes belongings.
Yeah, and that's why Alyssa's wearing them.
Yeah, but also they tried it with the clothes belongings. So what the judge did was like, nope, you're not going to do that. We'll allow Michael to live in the home at the moment because you're already living in an accommodation at the moment, Courtney. We'll allow that to stay there until the, things get sorted out. But as for all of her belongings, you need to pay for a storage unit. You need to have them all in there by this date. John paid for a storage unit for it because he's saying he owns the whole land. He paid for it for a whole month. He was late getting the key to her, so he had to pay another month. I have got that paperwork actually in my email. All of her belongings, I've got a video of it, was put into this storage unit. Courtney went and collected it, took all of the stuff, loaded it up. The RV is the last thing to be sorted out. Courtney's got the paperwork to say she owns it. But now John and Michael gave out this ridiculous eviction notice, and on the lease to rent on the property to live there, Michael and Courtney, the lease for the, to put the RV on the property, at the bottom of it, it says, we can serve you with eviction notice, and if anything's not taken in X, Y, said amount of days, it now becomes ours and belongs to us.
Michael got rid of the undergarments when she left him. Okay, what about the rest of the clothes that Alyssa clearly has had on her body?
And Michael didn't get rid of any of that because there's still in a video on Squishy's channel from the RV. The RV was stacked full of stuff.
I did get confirmation that Alyssa rents a house in Stockdale.
In where? Stockville.
In Stockdale, California, or where, Arizona. I don't know where it's at. Stockdale somewhere.
Do they know if she's still renting it or is she evicted?
It's up to date from what I believe and they believe. Because they used present tense with it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. See, even we're not, that's the thing. See this now? We're not going to even lie. Brandy's just come on the channel and literally just corrected it. Alyssa does, in fact, rent. We're not going to go along with like lies. I was told because of Alyssa telling Michael and certain other people she couldn't afford stuff and everything like that. She had an eviction notice. It's because of the army and everything like that. I think it's even worse now that she's choosing to stay there when she knows she's not wanted and she's got a home she can go to. That's obviously close to her family.
Right? Yeah, that's what I don't understand is why are you doing this if you have a place you can go to?
Michael's probably sat in there.
Could be. I mean, he was for sure in Arizona. That's 23 miles from Seguin. It's 20, if it's Stockdale, Texas, it's 23.5 miles south. What the hell are you doing sitting on the RV that's not yours?
Squishy, what happened with the hotel incident when she couldn't pay for that? She must have an income then to be paying the rent. Like unemployment or something. She's got to have something that's paying it.
Yeah, she has some kind of money flowing in somehow.
So you say Wilson County, Texas, because I mean, I just put it in a route planner. I just sent it to you, Kaylee and Brandy.
Yeah, I just seen that. Yeah, that's actually quite not that far, actually, really.
Now, if it's the same one, I don't know if there's two Stockdale, Texas, or if we have the wrong name. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it probably is Texas, because she always said she wasn't far from where Michael lived anyways.
Yeah, and he drove to pick her up that one night, so...
Right, so that would put him about, she's like 25, 30 minutes away then, and that would make sense for what they've said, prior.
Yeah. So why the hell isn't she... Oh my God, that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
That makes me even more mad. I mean, and Texas is a huge state. Okay, I say it all the time. It can be its own country. It's like 6 states in one. If she had a house in Amarillo, I'd be like, it's going to take some time to get there. But I mean, 23 miles away, what the hell is she doing? Sitting on, I mean, she's a squatter.
Hold on, I'm just literally getting a message now. I'm going to post it in that chat of yours. 2 seconds. Hey, Eric.
Yeah, it's very close, Deanna. Oh, we lost Brandy.
Yeah, she messaged in the chat.
Oh.
Okay, Brandy. So why would Alyssa... This is weird. I'm telling you now, it's weird. Why the hell would she tell that to the family and to like, it makes no sense why she's trying to stay there. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
How far away are her children? Don't give me the name of the town or anything, but just a rough guesstimate. If you want to message me the name of the town, I can tell you.
In that area where she lives, not far.
No, this is even more ridiculous. There's nothing more important than your own children, okay? I understand, people downsize, their kids grow up and they're like, hey, don't need this big of a house or, whatever. But these are minor children that need their mama. Where are the kids' father?
Oh, I forgot about the oldest, yeah. I keep forgetting about that. The oldest one, is that with the dad? Sorry. No,
well,
he's
as long
saying
as
youngest is it
with a parent being taken care of, that's good. Not saying there's anything wrong with the grandparents. It's just a very sad situation how women, and I'm not talking about Courtney, obviously, certainly not talking about Kelly, but like other women over the last year that have approached Michael, wanted to be with him, and were A-okay with leaving their children behind. I don't get it, and I think it's sick.
I don't even know the states that can somebody... How far is Louisiana and how far is
Louisiana?
How far is that?
Is east. It's the state directly next to Texas. It's east of it. And remember,
Okay,
Texas is a really big state, so I mean, about 3 hours, depending on where they are in Louisiana.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get on I-10 and go straight over, he could live, down in there. I don't know.
She also claimed that she doesn't have a car. Is that true or not? I wonder if we can actually validate that, because maybe she's just pulling the wool over their eyes and making out like she's got nothing.
Yeah, because she said she lived in the car, and now we're hearing it was just verified. Brandy came on and she corrected everybody, which is perfect, because that's what we want.
This is what me and Brandy were told by the family. She just tells absolutely ridiculous lies.
Yeah. Okay. I just got a message. The oldest kid lives with her parents in Houston. The youngest lives in Louisiana with her dad. She had a car, so I don't know where the car is at now.
She had it. Okay. So is it true that... I want to know one thing. Okay. Does anybody know that maybe can message either one of us? Was she in fact working and lost her job at some point recently? Was that true, or was that just a thing that they spun to Michael to try and like, oh, can I stay longer? Like, this has happened.
So it's kind of looking to me, unless I'm reading this wrong, that she's been telling this down on her luck story to get to stay at the RV. Why pay him the rent on the house in Stockdale? I don't know. I just got a message. Unemployment and stimulus is how she's gotten her money. Never knew her to have a job. So even though she doesn't
Oh.
have her children, I'm assuming she got their stimulus. I would hope that her parents and the dad got the stimulus, not her.
Oh my God, it gets worse. And this is obviously, she wouldn't get the stimulus because she signed, she knew she was going to lose and signed over, because I do have those court records, full parental rights. And I read them front to back, like the whole thing. She signed over everything to them. So that doesn't, when Brandy gets back, I'm going to ask her to check, because obviously she's in contact with the family. I am as well. There's absolutely no way she would get the stimulus. Or maybe she's just trying to lie. Do you know when everybody was like, look, she's a bum, she doesn't have, like, she's saying she lives in a car. Maybe she was like, oh, I do have contact with my kids, I've got the stimulus, whatever else. Because everything she's saying is complete lies. She has a home not far down the road.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for her to be there. When Courtney turned up that night, she's like, pass me a BN, sitting down. Why would she ask two people on the internet in those messages that we all seen to pay for a hotel for her if things go belly up? She literally lives a 20-minute drive. Why not get your ass out of there and go home?
Right.
Why isn't she going home?
Yeah, and quit being there with, these people that need their own lives. They deserve to have privacy in their own home and not have this circus going on around them, which is frankly dangerous. It is. Okay, I just heard that her stepdad pays her rent when she needs help with money.
Right, okay. I just think Eric's comment, maybe this explains it. Callie, she could have gotten it. Selena's ex claimed their child and got all the stimulus. So it looks like she's claimed the children and got the stimulus. Now Selena has to go through the IRS. Takes forever. Okay. That's very likely then.
Yeah, it is.
It's all backwards.
It is. Well, guys, I'm going to start winding this down. And when we find out what happened in court today, which I'm going to assume Michael didn't show up. We knew he didn't. I don't think that even if there's a jury trial, I don't think he's going to show up. It's kind of a 50-50 with me. I mean, he's such an egomaniac. He thinks he can talk to a jury and get his way. But on the other hand, you never know with him.
Obviously, they're requesting a trial, and the trial of Courtney's is going to be without a jury and stuff like that. But if Michael wants stuff like that, he needs to be present. He needs to be there. He needs to be filing. He's just saying, no, I'm on holiday. That's literally the message to the direct email and the conversation.
The stupid shit they say. I'm on vacation.
Yeah, vacation. Well, that was what he said.
You knew you had a court date. You had a court date. It's kind of like that going back and forth with Courtney and another person, and had her dead to nuts about something she was involved in. She goes, I don't want to talk about it. What? I mean, just the way that they get out of things, it's insane. But when it comes down to it, and it will, all of this has got to get sorted out. And I think it's going to get sorted out sooner than later.
Yeah, I do. I actually believe that Michael's in Texas, but that's my personal opinion. I believe Arizona was a front. He was in Arizona, obviously. Everybody kept speculating he might be in Arizona, used to live there, his brother. It was an obvious choice. And he's like, hey guys, I'm in Arizona. And I believe he headed straight back to Texas. He will want to see Alyssa. He will want to be seeing other people that he's close with. He has friends literally all over Texas down the road. I believe he's in Texas, and I think that we should start posting the poster again in all the groups around Michael and stuff like that.
Oh, I agree. And I wish that the people in that community would pick up the poster, someone put up a billboard or something. Because I think there's a lot of people in the community that don't know this is going on.
No, there doesn't. Yes. Oh my God, I do know people that live there. They should actually put up something. Yes.
I mean, there needs to be missing flyers around that little town because she's going to show up there eventually, and someone needs to call the Guadalupe sheriff and say, I saw her. She was at Whataburger with Mike. You know, I'm sure by now they're home or something. Because even though we're talking about it, I mean, this is a small community. When you think about the vast majority of Texas, it's a huge state. The fact there's not an Amber Alert, it's not a criminal warrant. It's not going to be on the local news. I mean, they're not picking it up. You know, I'm sure it burnt his ass when Fox News and other things, you know, covered it on behalf of Kelly. But no big media is covering it on behalf of them because Daily Mail, no. Sorry.
Before I get off, can anybody recall when Michael said on the live, obviously, that John now owns the RV because they served Courtney an eviction notice, and in the lease and eviction notice, she had so many days to collect all the stuff. Does anybody have that? Does anybody know where it is? And I'll obviously go get it and then screen record it.
Jim Bob just put on the road again.
Yeah, no, I know who Jim Bob is. I'm gonna send you a message. I think it's pretty obvious to everybody who Jim Bob is.
Yeah, we see. It's okay, Jim Bob. Hope they're having a good time, and hope someone. I mean, hope you guys are. It's just not going to go good. It's just not.
No, what a sad situation. But Jim Bob is obviously trying to wind people up and stuff like that, and get a reaction. Ultimately, Alyssa isn't kissing her kids goodbye. She isn't saying goodnight to them. She isn't having any contact with them. Her decisions, she can sit there and write whatever she wants and do whatever she wants in the RV and think she's won. Actually, she's lost because, like, you've just lost every single chance that you ever had to be in contact with your children based on your behaviour yet again. I don't know who's winning, but Kelly's been ordered that when Michael is found, she's getting Sophie back. Can the same be said for Alyssa? No. Can the same be said for Michael? No.
No, not at all. And in this, the children have suffered so greatly. And when you think about everything that Kelly has been doing, yeah, I know she's not speaking out on social media. I get it. And some people really have an issue with that. I personally don't, because I think she's taken the advice of her attorney. That's what I think. And also, I mean, she was in hiding for her own life at one point.
Yeah.
But the children, I mean, like right now, Sophie's separated from her brothers. She has 3 little brothers.
Yeah.
4. I'm sorry, 4. I'm just thinking of Michael's kids, and she's separated from her siblings.
Yeah.
That's she's totally alienated, and at this point, he could tell her that the sky is orange, and she'd believe him.
Oh yeah. When she was a little bit younger, obviously, she said it many times that her dad's a liar. And things like that never happened. It just so happens Sophie's now older, and she's completely manipulated. They're delusional. I can't get over how delusional they are. Michael lost every single time he goes to court. He loses like so many times. Like, this man has been through the court system for years and years and years. He loses. All his tactics are underhand and he loses. Then he thinks that he's really, really going to have the RV now being classed as, this is my property because my dad, we rent to put the RV on the land. Like, first of all, Courtney has renters' rights. Second of all, they're married, and Michael asked in court, oh, can I stay in the home until it's sorted out? Because I'll have nowhere to live and all this other stuff. He can't move into the house and all this other stuff. Clearly, that is the reason why Courtney left that home there. Michael was meant to stay there, get his shit sorted. Courtney was going to do what she needed to do, keep Phoenix away safe. There's a CPS report. Michael's admitted to it, like slapping the kid across the face. What do they think they're going to say? Oh no, we served you an eviction order that you didn't even receive and that nobody knows about, and there's no notice of being served other than us sending it off in the mail, like they claim. The picture could have been taken at any point of this envelope and this eviction notice. Courtney never received it. There was nothing to prove she received it. And now they're stating because of the renters agreement, like to rent from the dad, to cover themselves, obviously, financially and stuff like that, and use up expenses to say they pay to live there. Because of that agreement, John believes and Michael believes that everything of Courtney's that she left there belongs to her. The judge already threw that out. I don't know what Michael's feeding back to Alyssa, but it's complete bullshit. The judge already threw that out and said, no, get her stuff in a storage unit and she needs to have that stuff by this date or we're going to blah, 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 blah. Like, that's literally what happened. And they made him pay for a storage unit. They made John, they whacked the cost on John for the storage unit.
And I've never heard of an eviction notice being given to someone you're married to.
No, it's
that
absolutely crazy. They're saying this is what...
If they decide to split the sheets and go separate ways, that's on them. But an eviction notice? No, you can't force someone to leave. You can go somewhere else.
Yeah. And literally, this is what they're saying happened, okay? They're saying that they, on their agreement, at the bottom of the tenancy agreement, between Michael, Courtney, and his parents, who own the land, that in that agreement was, it's, if we serve you with eviction, you have to leave in so many days. Anything left on the property will now become ours. The judge corrected that and was like, hell no, it does not become yours. You need to put it in storage. You need to give notice to the other party that is going to be in storage, and they have so long to collect. That is renters' rights and all this other stuff that the judge went into. You need to have a storage unit with all her belongings back inside of it, and she has so long to collect from it. The RV, we're going to let Michael stay in it at the moment until we sort things up and divide everything. So it was complete bullshit. Like, I don't know what they're thinking.
I can't imagine. Well, I can, because I'm seeing it unfold. I can't believe, it's one thing Michael having an issue with his wives, partners, whatever. But the way that his parents are fine with the mothers of their grandchildren being thrown to the curb like they're nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They're absolutely fine with it. They shouldn't even be involved. They should be like, hey, you know what? That's between you two. You know, you obviously liked each other at some point. You got along enough to have children together. We're not in this. We're here for the kids. But it's not that way. It's like they're fighting his battles for him along with other people. And it's gross.
Mm-hmm. Right, I'm going to jump off and go finish what I got to do for the day. But thank you for having me on, and take care, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Kaylee. We're going to start winding this down. Thank you, Kaylee, very much.
Bye-bye.
Maddie, thanks for moderating chat. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I think we have a live scheduled tomorrow about Summer Wells. We might have another one tomorrow about Sophie, depending on what updates we have today. But I hope everyone has a super day, and thank you so much for being here. I hope everyone has a great day. See you soon.